Yo, today I've got a review of the new Post Malone album, 12 Carat Toothache. Post Malone is without a doubt a star. Ever since White Iverson came out, he's been coming out with huge hits like Psycho, Rockstar, Circles, and honestly bro, there's way too many to name. He's a hit machine bro, like I'm convinced he can't miss. I'm convinced he cannot not make a hit, if that makes sense. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, come on. I love beer bongs and Bentleys, but still I would say he doesn't know how to make a good project. He can make a very good playlist of songs, but I haven't sensed much cohesion or really planning or sequencing or all the other aspects that go into making a good project, which I mean is fine. The music he makes is very appealing to pretty much everyone, so I guess stick with what works. But I've always wanted him to try and branch out and do something more concise and vivid when it comes to his vision and ideas for the album. On 12 Carat Toothache, I feel like he's actually somewhat going for that. I think Posty has a lot of ideas that he wants to work on and give his music more life and character, but probably can't because of his record label, and that actually seems to be a big deal here. His record label is holding him back a lot. They sort of have to force him out to put out stuff that they want him to put out. They put stuff on his albums. He has really no real control over his music. On this album, there are 4 sure songs that are pretty much just made to be hits. Cooped Up with Roddy Ricch is an example. I feel like that song is fine, but pretty stripped down. Sounds okay. It's nothing to write home about. But this record does have songs which I think are made to strictly focus on the theme and add to the album as a whole project. You can't really make a hit out of these. For example, the intro track, Reputation. Reputation is my favorite song of this whole thing. Sort of lets you know the general theme of the album with the lyrics, and also the sound of the song also kind of captures the general sound of the album. It feels kind of empty with some calm and beautiful instrumentation while Post does his thing. One thing about Post is that he's a very good singer.
Don't give a damn, dude, your girlfriend is so groovy, she just tryna get in.
And he knows how to use his voice, but on this record at times I felt like he kind of went off the track sometimes with his singing. Maybe he was trying a little too hard to be different or to do a lot, if that makes sense. But yeah, Reputation is a really good track and works only as an intro. You can't play this on the radio, you can't play this when you're out with your friends, only in the context of the album or when you're by yourself. Now the rest of the album does try to work off of this song and this type of sound. I mean kinda, not really, somewhat man, just yeah, not really. But there is song transitions between a few songs, for example the first and the second track, and the transitions are actually pretty smooth, but at times I feel like they're a bit unnecessary. Some tracks stick to the sound theme like Lemon Tree, which is also one of my favorites from the record, but some tracks are just plain and extremely boring, and some are just straight up bad. As I said, Post sometimes tries a little too hard and it just doesn't go down well, especially with lyrics. My least favorite track is by far the outro. I can see his idea, but hell nah. New recording 12 January 3rd 2020. You're just trying to sound cool to some. Look, and you tried a little too much on the thing and it sounds terrible. Don't do this ever again. This is awful. But yeah, going back to the lyrics, some of the lyrics on this thing are awful, and I mean actually horrible. The whole love-hate letter to alcohol song has a decent idea behind it, but the lyrics are actually terrible. I get what he's trying to do, but it's just not good. Why'd you have to go and fucking ruin my day? You're the reason why I got my ass kicked. Shut the fuck up. Hell nah. Content and lyrics aside, the mixing on this album is really not great at all. For someone as commercial as Post Malone, you'd expect his mixing to be top notch. It's meant to be easily accessible music, so it should sound great and clean on all speakers, right? No, hell no. The kicks throughout this whole album are mixed awfully. Now, I don't know much about producing and mixing. I just kind of hear shit and decide, okay, this is good, or okay, no, this isn't good. But whenever the kick hits, I feel like it pushes the whole song to the side and sort of engulfs it. I don't know, bro. I really don't know. But yeah, I feel like the kicks are at the front of the song. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I know I've talked about the negatives on this project a lot, but I will also mention some of the positives. Again, I like that Post tries to do a little something here with the theme and the general sound of the album, but again, it kind of goes off track with a few songs, and like generally most of the songs are fine. They're listenable as always. Post Malone likes really accessible music, so it's of course gonna be listenable. Hey, before we get into my favorite tracks though, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Alright, let's go. To mention my favorite tracks on here, one of them would be the intro. I've already explained why I like that track.
I know I fucked up before, but I won't do it again.
I also like Insane. It's also one of the most basic tracks on the record, and the mixing is kind of bad, but I like it. I feel like I shouldn't like it, but I like it, so I mean, what can I do about it?
Yeah, we both got teeth, but it's different.
But yeah, Posty tries something on here, but doesn't dedicate himself fully to it. If you're going to execute an idea that you have in mind, do it with that being the main focus, not just briefly touching up on it. Plus adding the weird mixing and terrible lyrics sprinkled throughout the album, I'm gonna have to give this album a really weak 5. There's definitely some moments you could come back to, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of mid and nothing really to write home about. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of the album. If you liked it, tell me why. If you didn't, also tell me why. I'm looking to hear you guys' opinions. Please make sure to like the video and also subscribe. That will help push the video and my channel into the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace!